was about a year ago. There was a guy, his name was Emmanuel Acho on FS1, throwing out there this ridiculous take, or so we thought, that Tua Tagovailoa has surpassed and is a better quarterback than Justin Herbert. He said things like Justin Herbert was a social media quarterback. It didn't make a ton of sense for what he was saying. Justin Herbert seemed like he didn't like to be in the cameras, but then he meant he makes throws that look great on social media. But in game, game to game, play to play, he's not the better quarterback between him and Tua Tagovailoa. And if you know me, you know whatever I say, I absolutely believe. I promise you, I have never once said a take just to poke the bear, and I don't believe in what I've said. I poke the bear, and I believe in what I say. And if you want to flame me for that, if you want to roast me for any outlandish take I have, I'm totally cool with having pushback, and I'm absolutely cool with being wrong. And that's what this take was about a year ago. Emmanuel Acho was saying, you know what? Tua Tagovailoa, he's a better quarterback. And then Tua and Justin Herbert played last year. Justin Herbert beat him. Emmanuel Acho went a little quiet for a while, put these weird rules. It got really weird after that. But either way, the statement was Tua Tagovailoa is better than Justin Herbert. Now, a year ago, if you would ask me what I thought when Emmanuel Acho said that, I would have said, yeah, he's crazy. He's saying it for clicks. He doesn't actually believe it. Even the film he was throwing out there didn't really make a ton of sense. My patience is starting to run really, really thin on Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert is like Josh Allen when Josh Allen was a rookie. Obviously, he's more refined. He's more polished. But Justin Herbert has all the tools to be an amazing quarterback. He's not super verbal. Don't love that. You want our quarterbacks to be leaders, to be verbal. It doesn't mean he's not a leader, but it's kind of hard to communicate things when you're not barking, talking, and I don't really see that. Maybe other people do. Again, kind of irrelevant. But other than that, he has all the tools to succeed. Big arm, he's got the legs, he can hit virtually every single throw. I mean, it really does look great on social media, some of the throws he makes. But over the past couple weeks, Justin Herbert has had multitude of chances to get the win for his team. But now they're sitting at 0-2. And last year, they blew a 20-something lead. I believe it was a 27 lead to the Jacksonville Jaguars, who were a year ahead of schedule in the playoffs last year. And even I was like, yeah, Brandon Staley is awful. Just run the ball out, man. Brandon Staley can't even get his side of the ball right on the defensive side. And that's what he's supposed to be special at, right? So I gave Justin Herbert a little bit of a pass. Although, that's not great. But now, with Justin Herbert, they're 0-2. I know his coach sucks. I know his coach, it's almost like he's playing pretend to be a coach. It's a little bit Cliff Kingsbury, where he looks like a coach, he talks like a coach, but he doesn't really do a ton of coaching. It's very strange to me. That defense is, I believe, the most expensive defense in football, and Brandon Staley still can't get his side of the ball right. But Justin Herbert needs to make plays. Justin Herbert does not have a shortage of weapons. Yeah, he was missing Austin Eckler yesterday. There's a lot of running backs out there that can do exactly what Austin Eckler does. That's why they're not paying Austin Eckler. Justin Herbert, they just spent a first-round pick on Quentin Johnson. Mike Williams is a great, probably a top 20 wide receiver in the NFL. Then you have guys like Keenan Allen, who at an older age, a veteran, crafty, really good route runner, absolutely. Gerald Everett, guys like him, that's a top half tight end in the league. And his offensive line is probably top 10 in the NFL, at least on paper. And he's losing games. And you look at what Tua Tagovailoa is doing. Tua's health is an issue. It's hard for me to not say Tua Tagovailoa is not better than Justin Herbert. That sounds crazy. Really, it does sound insane. And I'll even be the first person to tell you, I'm not so sure I believe it with Tua Tagovailoa and Justin Herbert. But we have to ask ourselves the question, to be fair to Tua, has Tua Tagovailoa surpassed Justin Herbert? Tua Tagovailoa does not have all the tangibles that Justin Herbert has. He's not a super big athlete. We saw Ryan Clark take shots at him saying that he's not big enough. He wasn't in the weight room, whether it was a joke or not. That happened. People laugh at his arm strength. Tua under Mike McDaniel just wins games. Who knows how far they would have went in the playoffs last year? It's virtually the same team outside of Jalen Ramsey, who isn't there yet. Who knows how far the Dolphins would have won or would have went last year in the playoffs? You're telling me that if you stuck Justin Herbert on the Dolphins or Tua on the Chargers, it'd be that much different? My patience is starting to run razor thin with Justin Herbert. It's year 4 now for Justin. It's still kind of the same boneheaded mistakes that we see. I had this take last year. Justin Herbert is just so mechanical, almost robotic, where he has one read, he reads another read, and then if it's not there, he throws it away. It's very safe. It's a good brand of football. But there's no gunslinger sometimes there, and you want Justin to be that quarterback that can literally make every throw. Justin Herbert is just as talented as Patrick Mahomes. And if I'm not wrong, he's bigger than Patrick Mahomes. At least by the eye test, he looks like he is. I'm sure he's a couple inches taller. Justin Herbert has all the tangibles of Patrick Mahomes, but seems like he never uses them. So I think it's fair to ask, has Tua Tagovailoa surpassed Justin Herbert? He doesn't make any of the mistakes like Justin does. Is it literally just the eye test for us? Justin Herbert, big, fast, strong, big arm, able to make any throw. Tua Tagovailoa is not able to do that. But Tua has a little bit of bleep you, let it rip mentality. Always been doubted. I'm too small. People said I can't do it. I'm one of those quarterbacks come out of Alabama. I've always been surrounded around talent. I've never had to carry my team. It seems like he's got a little bit of that dog to him. Justin Herbert, I know he makes great plays, but where's the dog? Because I know that there's special in there. But Justin Herbert, patience is really starting to run thin. And at this moment, if you want to say Tua Tagovailoa is a better quarterback than Justin Herbert, I don't think I can put up much of an argument against that. All I can tell you is Justin Herbert, stronger, faster, can make every single throw, although he doesn't sometimes. Again, acts way too robotic for my liking. Because the only thing keeping me from saying Tua Tagovailoa is better than Justin Herbert is strictly the eye test. And I know Justin Herbert has a coaching and weapons disadvantage. The coaching gap between Mike McDaniel and Brandon Staley is large. But the gap between Tua's weapons and Justin Herbert's weapons are not the Grand Canyon. Yes, Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill are better than Mike Williams and Keenan Allen, but Keenan Allen and Mike Williams are not scrubs. These are Pro Bowlers. Add Gerald Everett into that mix. Who knows what Quentin Johnston can be, the rookie from TCU this year. Austin Eckler. Austin Eckler is a much better receiving back than Raheem Mostert. He definitely has the better line than Tua. So, although Tua has some areas, Justin Herbert also has others. And if Justin Herbert misses the playoffs this year, I understand Brandon Staley sucks, but if Justin Herbert misses the playoffs this year and Tua Tagovailoa makes a deep run, I want to ask you, what is the argument for Justin Herbert is the better quarterback for Tua Tagovailoa? Because again, if you told me Tua was a better quarterback than Justin Herbert, I might not believe you, but I don't have much of an argument to say that he's not better than Justin. And that's an issue. And that's why my patience is starting to really run thin on the Justin Herbert superstar top 6 quarterback talk. Because, man, I have him listed up there as my top 8 quarterbacks, but he is slowly slipping his way out of that ranking. And Tua Tagovailoa is starting to climb that ranking. And pretty soon, I'll even believe he's better than Justin Herbert. And if you do right now, I totally get it. There's not much of an argument right now. Tua Tagovailoa looks great, and Justin Herbert, he's slipping down the rankings.